Hello, everyone. Welcome to Play
Hello.
Ziggurat. I'm Cole. I'm the content community coordinator here for Ziggurat Interactive. Today we're playing the demo for Slave Zero. I'm very excited to be joined by some friends from Poppyworks who are the dev team for this game. So right below me, I got Francine, who's the art director. Hello, Francine. Thank you for joining me.
Hi there. Happy to be here. Very excited to be here.
Very excited to have you. And then I have Rose, who's a producer on the project.
Hi, thanks for having us, Cole.
Yeah, thank you. And then we have Tristan down there, who I didn't actually realize threw something up in our chat, but I just put our protagonist Shou down there. So what's good?
Yeah, I am. Don't worry, I'm audio only. You can put whatever VTuber avatar you want.
That would be incredible that
debut.
if you just had a VTuber asset for like any call. Just
I have the necessary equipment. Like I have the VR headset and everything.
That's
I can set
awesome.
that up.
I love that. One day, Shou will be
Should go for it.
animated.
Next one. The next one.
Yeah. So initially I was going to be playing this demo and hanging out by myself, and y'all were so kind to come and join me, which is great. But now I'm terrified to try to manage asking you questions while also trying to manage surviving. So I'm hoping y'all can play nice a little bit and I interview each other a little bit, but also I can pipe in and be like, wow.
I mean, the game is going to generate some like sort of organic
Definitely.
organic topics of discussion. We're going to be able to talk about all the specifics of why this horrible trooper looks that way as he's like throwing you through a wall or whatever. What this graffiti means as your blood is getting splattered all over it, that kind of thing. But I think we'll be fine. I think you'll be splattering their blood all over the walls.
Yeah, I think you're gonna be okay.
I love the vote of confidence.
I'm not so competent, but I don't want to discourage you.
Thanks, Tristan.
You're welcome.
All right. Should I'm just gonna jump in, I think.
Go for it. Yeah, I want to see your moves.
No,
We
you
have high hopes.
no you don't.
I noticed we have someone in the chat asking if we're going to see the new boss character that was just introduced. That's Enyo. Are we going to be going all the way through to her, or
That's good.
We're
maybe.
gonna find out.
Yeah.
let's find out.
We're
Let's
gonna
see.
find out. Let's
Hey,
see.
Mark.
I think
Maybe we'll see how good I do. So please don't come at me. But that's the intent. So earlier I was playing this build, and I was sitting here like I am now. I love how weathered maybe like the breathing like idle animation is. Like it's not like a chill. Like there's like some adrenaline, some stress being depicted.
yeah, the biomech is definitely taking something out of him.
Yeah. I was about
Yeah.
to say which one, because technically we've got two breathing animations on screen with the portrait up in the HUD that was done by one of our
Oh,
animators.
yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
one.
true.
Yeah, Barb, one of our animators and FX artists,
shit.
did the HUD, and that one looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inspired in part by the Kingdom Hearts convention of having like a little Sora face down in the corner that gets hurt constantly. Oh, there's Wolfgang. I just heard him. That's our other producer, Wolfgang. His voice. He provided the
I didn't realize
voice
that.
here for the heavy going Sovkron as he bites the dust.
Yeah, our placeholder enemy voices are a bunch of the other team members.
I
Yeah.
love that though, because like I always like think about like I've been recently playing GoldenEye on the N64, just slappers only, and a lot of the like people's faces are the developers, and I love that.
Yeah. I remember that detail. That's such a funny like choice. I
Oh,
mean, it wasn't probably a choice they made. It was just them in a basement. being
Yeah.
like,
it was just really easy. You just take a photo with your shitty Game Boy camera. and-
Yeah.
Oh shit.
My
What's the button for burst?
I don't know, but my rhythm
Two.
got thrown off, and then I was just like turned into like a little meat grinder. It was horrible.
You're doing fine. You got some health coming up. You're taking on the heavies.
Oh no.
Oh,
So
oh,
okay,
no.
so real talk, I was here earlier, and these two ding dongs were just tossing me back and forth.
yeah.
Like every time I stood
They
up, they're like,
love-
"Let's go," and I was like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah,
They love to play football.
This is the
Oh,
knowledge
that's
check.
good.
Do you know how to play the video game?
Yeah, I have to get back into my groove. It's so like, I don't. Do any of y'all like? There's like this weird thing where it's like if you have friends come over to play a game or you're streaming on the internet, you can have whatever competency. Also, I never noticed these skulls, and I'm gonna be so distracted now. That's great.
That's another Barb special.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Chef's kiss. But like, you show anyone anything, and you're like, my competency level is just gone.
Yeah, it just plummets.
So
Oh, yeah.
Like
I mean,
immediately,
that's-
you're like, "Oh, I'm really good at this fighting game. Take me on." And you're like, "Well, I mean, unless you parry against me, that's not fair."
yeah, I'm gonna die here, but like,
Go for it. No,
You know.
no shit. You got him. Look.
what?
No, and maybe
Nope.
you might want to try hitting the boss.
Yeah, no,
Oh my god. You can juggle him. Get him back up in the air.
If
I
you,
can't
if you don't let him
juggle.
hit you once, if you don't let him hit you,
Oh.
then
Oh.
hesitation is defeat.
Yeah,
So-
sometimes with that guy, I like to jump.
Play
at-
Battle Fantasia.
So
It's a
I
good
did-
game, I promise.
I also high subject. I see you, Cinco. When I was attacking the air, I definitely was looking at chat, so that's my bad, y'all.
All of those game over taunts are left over from Evo, so it's all fighting game centric stuff.
I got the Windjammers one earlier, and that made me really happy.
I will shoot you in
Unfortunately-
Windjammers if that is what it comes down to.
Unfortunately, they probably won't make it through to the final release, but for now, at least this stream will exist as a record of
Yeah.
all of the funny game over messages we had.
That's why
Oh,
we're here.
Some of them will probably stick around, but the ones about like Battle Fantasia and other copyrighted things won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah,
So-
so when Francine was first like putting this together,
There's no game audio apparently.
What?
what?
Let's fix that.
Yeah.
That's importante.
I got you, chat.
Yeah, when Francine was first putting this together, it's funny how many like parallels came up between the original and then our stuff once we started seeing the concept art.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's pretty interesting when you go look at the stuff. Like you talked to Ken Capelli, right?
Yeah, so it had to wait until after we originally announced that this title even existed, because prior to that we were all like keeping it hush hush, and that included from like the world at large, including the devs of the original game, because that's just how game dev works sometimes. And I was terrified that they were going to come and basically find us having like broken into their house. We've spray painted everything. We've changed the name of the house. We built an extension. We're calling it House 2 or whatever. But Ken hit me up direct messages on Twitter after the announcement. He was Ken Capelli, the original art director and one of the lead artists on the project back in the day, and he said he was really excited to see that Slave Zero had like found this new life, and like that. I think that the way he phrased it to me was because I expressed like I'm terrified that we're like fucking up your vision, and he was like, "Well, we had our say when we had the game come out, and now it's your turn." And I
Aw,
really appreciated that.
that's
Getting
so
like a
sweet.
getting a there
It's
it
like,
is. See me at
ugh,
Windjammers.
there it is.
Getting a little bit of
We can go on 5K, turn this to a Windjammer stream right now.
getting the blessing from Ken meant a lot, I think, and also because in some aspects of Slave Zero X, we were trying to so Slave Zero, the original, I talked a little bit about this at the interview that we did with the Shack News
Sure.
presentation. Slave Zero, the original, was very heavily inspired by the growing influence in like the West of anime and like Japanese media in general, which at the time was like having this explosion in pop culture and just sort of breaching from like subculture into the mainstream shows like Evangelion and stuff like that. And as a result of that, the Slave Zero devs were kind of having to explain to their bosses like what these things were, like putting in VHS
Yeah.
tapes with like footage of episodes of Evo on them and stuff, and going like, "This is really cool. We got to make something out of this."
A very similar process to what happened with the Matrix. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so, but like because it's the nature of game development, and especially at the time, like trying to bring something out that didn't yet have like sort of like it was still new, especially to there's sort of like a delay like back then between like corporate and the creative elements. I don't think they really knew what the dev team wanted to do on some level, and they were restricted in some ways. Things like the protagonist, they wanted originally the Slave Zero like mech suit itself, they wanted it to be a little bit more monstrous, they wanted it to be a little bit more feminine, they wanted like these things that it got dialed back in the final release. And I think the final release is really cool though, but like it was interesting to find that we were unconsciously even like carrying forward some of the same things that they wanted from the title originally ourselves. Like when we designed Show, I swung towards a more monstrous and a more feminine design without even knowing that, and then talking to the members of the original team and seeing like the concept art that they had that like didn't make it. It was really uncanny to see just how much things lined up. And I was I reverse engineered all of the faceless teethy mouths and stuff like that in our version of the game from just a handful of pieces of concept art that I saw where that face was used. And it's something that's featured a lot in my own personal work, so it was a really easy transfer. But it was
Yeah.
super exciting to find that we were like simpatico in that sense across the gap of time.
Yeah, it would be really cool to talk to Ken and like Lee Petty and Jason Wiesner, who were some
Absolutely.
of those. Like, it would be cool to get into a conversation with them, get into a call with them, maybe even let them see some of the behind the scenes stuff, like
Oh yeah.
NDA pending, but
I
like
would love to.
yeah, I would love to have that conversation with them just to find out what
Who
their
are you
mind.
gonna tell?
Yeah. But yeah, I think that would be a really fun way to do it.
I think I fixed it.
Okay.
What
okay.
what a wild ass thing.
Yeah, it's I mean it's kind of crazy. Like I remember I was up at like 6 in the morning when I got the message from Tristan that got me onto this project that started this whole thing. I was actually in the middle of a Destiny raid, I think. We were doing like a big lap of my friends and I were doing a big lap of all the Destiny raids that were in the game at that point because they were about to take a bunch of them out.
I'm glad to have freed you from Destiny.
And I got a message that was just like, "Hey, do you want to come help pitch a game?" And here we are. Like
Yeah.
Ted Nyfair, also a member of the original unfortunately
yeah.
isn't on Twitter anymore. I always plan to reach out to him, but I haven't been able to.
I think I have his email if you want to talk about it.
Okay, well, either way,
Yeah,
Ted,
a
if
really
you're
awesome.
watching.
Ted!
Yeah, right? Yeah, this really awesome woman, Hannah, on Twitter reached out to me, and she was just like, oh my god, like, have you talked to the original devs? And, like, we've seen some stuff, some concept art, we had, like, an old interview that Alec, our publishing producer, brought to us, we got to read about, and she was really sweet and connecting me with them, so I have their emails. I need to reach out to them. Of course, we've been, like, slammed, but I really want to be able to talk to them and just find out more stuff about that, because it's just so cool. And yeah, I'm just really excited about it. And like you pulled from a lot of influences though on the design process. Like
Yeah, no, it's I mean, like the original is in there as well, but much in the tradition of the original, I drew from a bunch of different things that have influenced me, like in turn, like obviously because it is this sort of keystone text in the field of not just of like action media like this in general from Japan or whatever, but specifically biomecha stuff. Evangelion is in there, obviously, but also stuff like Guyver Abara by Tsutomu Nihei. A lot of the work by Katsuhiro Otomo, obviously. Like, I mean, I know it's cheap to reference Akira or whatever, but Akira kind of like defined this. It created an archetype that didn't even necessarily exist in that way before, and I don't think people realize what an enormous shift that was. Daisuke Ishiwatari, Guilty Gear. A lot of people at EVO were referring to Shou as Red Hakumen, and I was just thinking, like, I mean, that's true, but to me, he's more like Red Justice. Justice is my favorite Guilty Gear character.
It doesn't help that Hakumen's color, too, is literally just Shou's color palette.
Yeah. He has a color palette that I think pretty much matches Shou almost one-to-one, but adding the hair was like a decision that was based pretty much entirely on like how cool it looks on Justice, but it was also out of the desire to have, since the suit is relatively inflexible, it can sort of bulge and change shape a little bit because it's living matter. It's not just metal or whatever. It's a chitin suit, but it's fairly rigid by comparison to the rest of the body on like a regular human. So that one's mean, Tristan.
That one's staying in. You can't make me take it out.
The hair came in as a way to create like a dynamic element. So if you see like when Shou dashes around, you can see like the hair moves with him to indicate motion. It like swings about and creates like a nice flourish on like some of the swings and stuff like that.
It's a nice counterbalance to like the sword as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the animators like really took it above and beyond.
Absolutely.
Like, Scott, Liam, Han, like all three of them. I mean, they've been working so hard, and they've done such a good job. Like taking your stuff and just like making, like every time they post something, it's like Easter. Like it's just like yes,
so fun.
yes.
So Liam was the first person.
Barb,
yeah, Barb, like recently, especially with some of the stuff she's been working on that we'll be able to talk about someday. But
yeah, the stuff that we can't talk about, the Barb gets
oh god,
it's so creepy.
yeah. Oh my god.
So,
yeah. No.
Francine, you've shared like a lot of influences that you have, or the original team had coming into this project, or the Slave Zero universe. But what's something that you think is identifiably your design that you wanted to bring to this project? And while I talk, I'm just going to get annihilated. It's fine.
I mean, I think that everyone is the product of their combined influences.
For sure.
So I think that Shou is both simultaneously a very overt reference to, say, a Justice or Nihei's Abara, like the Gauna exoskeletons, but he's also something that I do think of him as like my own design as well. I mean, obviously he is my own design, but I think the solid red is something there was a lot of back and forth about early on, and I was fighting for it. I've always wanted like this. I've been always fascinated by this kind of like solid red silhouette look. There's a couple of paintings in my art station from years ago. Characters from one of my art books, the Ars Goetia art book, and then before that, an original painting of a character that looks very similar to Shou. This image of the sort of like red spiny like silhouette the eyeless face, the teeth like emerging from it. That's something that I don't think it's unbelievably unique in the grand scheme of things, but it is a design that's popped up in my work before, and I was really happy to finally find like a home in Shou. I think there's other stuff in the game that is more absolutely like, I guess for want of a better term, like Francine core or whatever.
I've seen some of that concept art. Yeah.
That's stuff that we can't necessarily show yet.
Yeah.
Again, there's one. Although I think there is a glimpse in the trailer that we have out right now of a particular character you can briefly see pursuing Shou down a hole, who I would say is probably the most Francine-esque character in the whole thing.
It's so good.
I don't want to talk too much about like what's mine, I guess, because the game is. It's the production of everyone on team.
Yeah,
like,
it is a collaborative
when that monster's chasing you down the hallway, that's like it. You know, it just feels like Francine's chasing you down the hallway.
Oh my god.
And Francine, how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
It makes me feel really happy, honestly. I've said it before, but if I could snap my fingers and turn into a giant, horrible meat centaur forever, I'd do it. I'd be rich and famous off of all the meat centaur money.
Pulling in that centaur, the furries would. I mean, yes.
Oh god. I used to I used to run the furry circuit. Actually, I used to like do table at cons and do work in this. I have
awesome.
nothing but respect for the furry community.
Yeah,
they are,
absolutely.
They are the modern. It's been said many times. It's almost a modern cliche, but they are very much the Medicis of this era. They are the patrons that keep many artists like afloat.
Why are they so rich? Can you tell me the secret?
Yes, I can actually. A lot of them work in IT.
Oh, that'll do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, also just the amount of assets that we've created here off of the concept art and pulled into this environment. Like, once you're able to get past this lieutenant, you'll be able to see a little bit more of it.
No, just don't jinx me. Oh shit!
Let them do their work. Let them do their work.
Yeah.
I did well getting here though, but we're just really.
You did.
I don't know about well, but you got here.
Okay.
You did well.
Okay.
You got a break.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
You got it.
Juggle
You
him.
got it. Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah!
Fuck
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. It felt good beating the lieutenant, but it felt better that Francine was cheering me on. That was just like.
I mean,
slam dunk.
I'm hyped because like I feel like we have everything that's in this trailer, like that's in the trailer we have out now, is covered in this first level here. This like little extract that we created, which is like only one of the levels, and I'm just really excited for people to see more of it, to be able to see more that isn't necessarily covered in our current trailers and preview coverage just yet. It was on the show floor at Evo and Bit Summit, but not everyone was on the show floor at Evo and Bit Summit. So
and it's at PAX West right now, and literally I was like, they were like, you have to stream on Friday, and I was just like, well, I don't get to go to PAX, but I want to play the demo, so that's why we're all here. So
if you're at PAX West right now, what are you doing watching this? Why don't you go play it for yourself and find out?
Go find Shou on the show floor.
Oh my god. What was I gonna say? My brain just died. I beat the lieutenant and I got nothing.
You did a good job.
Thank
There's
you.
also so like this is just one of the levels inside of one of the zones. There are like over 30 levels that you can go through, and they have some pretty distinct like flavor to each of them. But
yeah, this is very much like the sort of tip of the iceberg, I guess.
yeah, and the level designers, I mean, we got Greenwood, who's kind of famous in the Quake community, and Fabio, who's also pretty famous in the Quake community, and they're working in
They might be more
Room.
famous if you say their usernames and not their real names.
Yeah, that's probably true. And I don't know what their usernames are. I work with them on this. But yeah, they've been like with Brendy and Ever too. They've just come on, but they've been working on these levels and creating just like this amazing flow between Trench Broom into Game Maker, and have been very flexible with us as we created that pipeline, that tech pipeline, which was just a monster of a programming problem, and somehow we made it work pretty well. And I'm very excited about that part. Like, shout out to you.
This was all born. The whole Quake pipeline was mostly coded by me. It was all made as a frustration of Aiden Blender.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is all Trench Broom like environments and just like MDLs placed over it. It's a beauty. I'm very happy. Also, I'm very happy with the cars in the background. Shout out to those flashing cars.
It's so
Yeah,
great.
the cars are, that's like a returning element from the original. When you were stamping around in the big Slave Zero mech, you could stamp on many individual tiny cars, and so you
Yeah.
had to have at least some cars.
Oh, there's a trick to this part. You can actually
Oh.
run past all these guys.
What? Let's do
Get
that.
past them. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna,
You
I'm gonna
gotta
die.
jump
Oh,
past them.
I'm
Oh,
dead. It's
God.
fine.
Okay. It's
Oh my
okay.
God.
I'll start
Okay.
you
Do we
over.
have
You're
Do we
okay.
have a checkpoint? Do
We have a
or-
checkpoint. We have a
Okay.
Meet
checkpoint.
me at Windshield. I'm gonna
Oh,
pause.
thank Christ.
Oh, hey, don't say. That's what I'm saying on the inside. Oh my god. So, when the first time I was introduced to Slave Zero X, I just remember being taken aback by the visual style because, like, if I remove myself from like Ziggurat and I just think of myself as like a gamer TM, like I knew of Slave Zero on the Dreamcast originally, and just seeing the 3D like graphical style with the pixel art just like brought me back to like 1998, 1999, and I think it's a cool like
Blend.
yeah well it's like it's nostalgia in the way of just like yeeting me back in time and space, which is cool to be paired with the idea of being like a spiritual successor, which Francine has coined, which really we need to put on a shirt.
The spiritual prequel. That's
Spiritual
it.
prequel. Yeah,
prequel.
that's what it is. But like
My greatest legacy.
it literally just like yeets you back in time and like makes me feel like I should be drinking Mountain Dew and eating cheese
Eating
puffs
Surge?
and Surge. Yeah, absolutely. And then maybe listening to like some Sonic Adventure soundtrack while I play this as well, because I'm a nightmare human. But
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, there's Sonic Adventure is an excellent soundtrack.
I listen to a lot of Sonic music when I'm making this game. So you're
Oh
right
my
at
god,
it.
that's amazing. So
Yeah.
can I run past these people, or is it the next
Oh,
section?
you're locked in here.
Okay. Oh right,
You
I
got-
tried
but
to move forward.
You've got all your health back, so.
Yeah.
I want to say, by the way, it was very impressive of you to make it through those combat encounters earlier
Wow.
with them. The whole time I was thinking like, oh shit, they've only got like a tiny bit of health left, but they're
I was
annihilating
terrified
all
the
these
whole
guys.
time. Just really, my insides are like, Tristan's just over there, just shaking his head, being like, "What a ding dong."
I mean, yes, but
Hey, my
So
bud.
funny.
I was like, please please showcase this game. Like,
my internet is shit. Like it'd be looking like a live link video. If you look at your screen.
I mean, but that could be like an aesthetic choice.
Yeah. Forget about the
art.
art. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to pick out this Lancer here.
The one that I
I'm
just
a real
murdered.
big fan of how the Lancers came out. Yeah, Liam was the first animator on our team, so he was hands-on with Shou from day one, and so all of the roughs for Shou, all of the sort of like core actions and the motions that Shou goes through, those are all Liam, and
Doing
he
it.
does an unbelievable job
Run
with
away.
like.
Oh my
progression.
god. Oh god.
But
You gotta kill him now.
The Lancer is probably like might be one of my
You do
favorite
have to
pieces
kill
by
these
Liam.
guys. You do have
I'm doing it.
Oh, you got
Francine,
it, you got
continue.
it. Yeah, no, I was just saying. I mean, that's pretty much all there is. I just wanted to shout out Liam's work, and specifically the Lancer is one of my favorites
Bad
by
time.
him. Oh god,
It's
Do we have the burst?
I literally
Oh
You had burst.
I know I panicked.
Yeah, burst.
no! Is that a Quake ammo crate?
Yeah. It's not official. This is
It's a demo. We're just
It's a demo.
demoing.
It's a demo, baby. Look at that Lancer.
Oh, you can just about. I just realized that you can just about see a little sneak cameo from a boss that hasn't been revealed yet across the street there on that poster. But
Oh.
he's barely visible.
I had to break the lighting system a little bit to do that.
Well,
That's cool.
It's very cool just about being able to see him.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll meet him someday.
I think around October we're looking at.
I almost
maybe,
was like, who is it? And I'm like, don't answer me. Don't
Yeah.
ask the question.
It's Jack.
Oh,
We've got I think we've already said that there are five bosses set after Shou as he begins his ascent up the Megacity. We've already revealed one of them, which is Enyo, the second of the 5 calamities. We debated for a long time over whether or not to use the name Five Calamities because I understand it's also a thing in Hunter x Hunter. But you know what? Yoshihiro Togashi doesn't own the word calamity or the number 5, and I think Five Calamities.
We're
sounds
making this
well.
entire game in one Hunter x Hunter hiatus. It's fine.
I think I tried for a while to be like, oh, can we name them like the prophets or the apostles or something?
I mean, they could. There's a lot of names that could be appropriate for them. I like to think that maybe in universe they have more names than just the 5 calamities because they've been around for a bit and the populace are all getting shitless of them. So
yeah. Oh, also, if you are at PAX and you can defeat Enyo, which happens after this, and you DM me on Twitter, I'll send you one of these stickers. Ta-da! Look at my sticker!
I will not be getting a sticker, and I'm okay with that.
You
It's
can,
fine.
Cole, you can have a
You
sticker.
also get to try for way longer than everyone else.
That's true.
Yeah.
And how upsetting is that? Tristan, damn it!
I'm just. This is my vision.
listen, it's valuable data. It's combat data. You ever played Resident
exactly.
Evil? Combat data is the most important thing in the world. You can sell that for millions. Another
Yeah,
nice little detail.
Tristan, tell me a little bit about like your decisions on, because like the combat stuff. I mean, you've done an amazing good job. Like now that I've played it for weeks and weeks and weeks, it feels really fun to play. Now that I know the combos and I know how to do like the dives and all the cool stuff that Cole will figure out eventually.
Yeah, I'm just. It's day one, baby. Just let me play in the
Hey,
space.
negative 200 something. Yeah.
What
Not
a-
you, my existence.
You had burst.
Yeah.
Tristan, tell us about the combat.
The
You're gonna like
combat.
Wait. Before you get in the coach me, coach.
Okay. What about?
Kindly.
What,
Okay,
what
I have
about,
burst. How do I use the burst?
Select on the gamepad or light plus heavy plus RC.
Okay.
Or what do we call it? Fatal sync.
Fatal Sync is that's the
Yeah, that's
Fatal,
the, like.
Fatal Sync is the devil trigger. And then the I can't remember what we called the Roman cancels. There's a discussion.
It's a Roman cancel.
It's a Roman cancel, just like in Guilty Gear, your favorite SSG Shibutari game.
It's just press all the buttons. Maybe it'll happen eventually.
Someone here in the chat is saying that
you
they're
on a-
being reminded of Xenogears somewhat, and that's actually a really like smart pull that I'm surprised. I mean, Xenogears is something that's like
That landed
endlessly
really
fascinating to me.
I promise the story will not be told by a guy taking the chair.
Yeah, no, there's some things about Xenogears we don't want to emulate, but mentioning the Weltall mech, like there's definitely like little traces of the Xenogears mechs in some of the characters in this, not just in Shou, but in other characters we have yet to show. You might see a little bit of Graph around the place. There's definitely some Xenogears in here.
What?
Um,
Have you figured out
being
burst
told-
yet, Cole?
No.
Tristan might need to have his
Yeah,
volume turned up.
that was first.
I know. That's why I did it. It was select.
Nice.
Okay, Tristan, you were gonna talk about combat, and then you were just like do burst.
Yeah, do burst. It's a really useful move.
Good way for
so,
us to come back though.
yeah,
Burst.
we'll go back to burst, but it's 3 games, maybe.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah!
So the conceit of the whole game was basically, what if Strider 2, which is a PS1 game you can play right now,
Yeah, it's so good.
but he had his full MVC2 moveset, and I think he actually ended up with more moves than MVC2.
Yeah.
But the combat is like
That was really well done.
it's squished down to technically 2 buttons, technically 6 buttons, depending on how you want to look at it. It's like BB tag. There's a bunch of like shortcuts and shit. But there's only 2 essential attack buttons.
No, rude.
Oh! Run!
Right in the groin. I'm screwed. Oh God.
Go! Do your burst!
Play BB tag. It's a very good game.
Yeah! Run! You did it! Okay, now you gotta fight that guys. Try to pin him into the corner too. You can like pin him to the left side of the screen.
Yeah,
Like-
there's also a lot of plus R mechanics in here too.
You got full meter, so you could go double sync. Yeah, fatal sync. How do I
I'm
not
done.
name
Not
that?
anymore, you can't.
Not
Oh,
anymore.
no.
Tristan.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it zeroed out.
We're gonna make it. Yeah, because so you're in zone 2 right now, and in zone 3 you get like just some really pretty visuals. So we're
Oh,
gonna make
yeah.
it. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Or
we're gonna
maybe
see
we
it.
won't. But we'll.
Zone
we'll
two
try.
is the zone that we've kind of like opened with in terms of like what we're showing this early on, and it's that's kind of in part because it is the archetypal like dystopian megalopolis. It's the incredibly densely layered quote unquote like cyberpunk sort of dystopia city that's so popular these days in the public consciousness. But something we were really that I was like hoping we could get across was the idea of this city as somewhere genuinely unpleasant to live. Because I feel like a lot of cyberpunk media these days kind of, it almost fetishizes or like romanticizes the sort of neon landscape and stuff like that. We've got some neon in here, and we've got the hallmarks of the cyberpunk archetype, but we just spent weeks and weeks and weeks getting our level designers to throw more trash in, more more fucked up like wasted
You
textures.
think we could have more trash?
Yeah.
Greenwood
They're
was
so
like,
tired
"You
of hearing
want
that.
No, I know there's some of you weirdos in chat who want to go live in Snatcher or whatever, but you don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that
No,
with our game.
You don't want to
Yeah.
live here. It's one of the worst places on Earth. But luckily, we're gonna hopefully Shou can change that. We'll see.
I mean, it's a prequel. We already.
It's a prequel. He could maybe there are things that.
Temporarily successful.
Yeah, we'll have to. You'll have to play the game to find out exactly how
Play the
successful.
original Slave Zero to know how that goes.
Hey, spiritual prequel. Well, you never know what might happen. It's only spiritual.
Oh, you
That
did
was a
it!
good burst. That was a good burst.
That was a
good burst.
terrible burst.
It was.
Great.
I thought the
Yeah.
big boy was closer. It's fine. Tristan.
Yes.
You gotta encourage them.
Yeah.
Don't worry, don't worry. If you,
Encourage
can, if you
me.
can get on the train and you kill that wave that comes, you
My
get,
health
you get
isn't
some
great.
health. But you
Well-
get some health if you can make it. Yeah, leave that guy behind.
I don't.
Run
I
away.
hate him.
There we go.
You got a train to catch.
There you go.
I got places to be, baby.
Yeah.
Follow your angel,
Go. You got it. You
You'll
got
notice
it.
that
you got
when
it.
Burst comes back, you can see something that Barb spent a lot of time on working on our UI stuff. You get the little mouth regrows the orb, and then it crunches it every time you hit Burst, which I'm
Yeah.
really pleased you
Get
managed
up,
to get that
bud.
in there.
I think
You do
we
it.
were talking
You do
about the lighting and whatnot in this game, and I was really thrilled to have like a cyberpunk game that isn't full of like bisexual lighting.
We've got some bright lighting in the next
what you're
zone, but it's in a different context.
Right, but
We've
it's
got,
not like saturating the
yeah.
city. Like it's not the identity.
I was told by Rose not to say anything crass, so I'm gonna refrain from comment on the bisexual lighting.
I mean, it can
The,
it can all be bisexual lighting at the end of the day, but
It's true. Speaking from knowledge. Woo! Look at that guy. Go, 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 go.
No, if anything, it's more no sex lighting.
Yeah. I don't know how they're gonna be doing that in these dudes. I don't want to think about it too hard either.
It doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work anymore. Woo!
oh,
Game is only asexual. Well,
The
that's
rocket.
actually very not
I don't
true.
know. I've seen
Yeah, no,
some
that's
concept
very not
art.
true.
That's very
Shou-
not true.
Shou has some stuff going on.
Yeah.
I
I'm
just-
excited for this.
I love that
Can't wait
some
for
concept
Ziggurat.
art was dropped onto Ziggurat, and one of my coworkers just went, "Why is this game so babely?"
I don't think we've I mean, you can see him down in the little portrait very briefly, but of course, like Shou and the suit, her name is X. She's the titular Slave Zero X, and so there's like a dialogue between them occasionally, and when Shou is talking, you can see it's sort of like for want of a better comparison, it's like an Eddie Brock Venom symbiote kind of relationship in a sense. Although I
dash
think
is
we
the move,
We do
baby.
some slightly different stuff with it. But you can see Shou's face on the comms portrait in the corner at the beginning of these
nope.
like demo levels, but I don't think we've fully revealed his face on like a nice big promo art just yet. But
Oh,
I
I'm
think,
just kidding. This
I
is
think people are
bad.
going to be
This is
people
what
are going to be
happens when you
excited
skip all the
seeing
guys.
the
You get more guys here.
I know.
What? I didn't know that.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Tristan?
No, I just thought that I got swarmed on this platform.
No, you're just facing the actions of your consequences.
Oh no!
Wow,
not
Rose.
the actions. of God.
Rose, you led me
Sorry.
astray.
I did.
I did that sick dash by all those fellers, and now
I
they want to
know.
eat my lunch.
Oh man, they're coming for you on the train. You didn't have a ticket.
That's true.
A lot of the combat encounters have like hidden scripting like that. The previous game I worked on, Devil Legend, did a lot of that, where it would dynamically react to how much you were trying to choose the game, basically.
That's awesome. I actually really like that.
Oh no! I was trying to dash for
the
him.
hammer.
We're getting so close. We're getting so close. The future will change.
I like
the
that.
future will change.
I was like, y'all, like, I don't want to take your time. We can hang out for like a half hour. But now it's just like, no, you're not allowed to leave me. I will beat the train.
It's personal. It's personal.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to. Yeah.
I'm getting a wire straight from the devs team to telling you to do some jump cancels.
I don't even know how to do that.
All right, so you know how to jump?
I've seen it before. Yeah.
You hit a guy and then you jump.
Oh, okay.
Like while you're still in the animation of doing that.
There you go. Yeah.
What the? Okay.
That Tonfa spin we're very proud of. The regular troopers do. That was I think that was one of Scott's first things. That Scott was the second member of our animation team to turn up and join the project, and he got to handle some of the fancy little trooper flourishes, and I think also most of the heavy he carried on his back, despite the fact that he is so heavy.
Yeah, that heavy we might have broken Scott on that heavy.
Oh boy, no. Scott's a big boy. He can lift the heavy. He's incredibly strong.
Yeah.
And the heavy has some help keeping himself up. One of my favorite little details is under the heavy's pauldrons. There's a couple of little boosters, and you can see when the heavy gets knocked down, Scott added a little booster flare when he gets back up. Riding the heavy requires rocket power. Whoever's inside that suit. If they fall over and those rockets are broken, they're never getting back up.
Never getting. Yeah, that's where they die. They don't even get picked back up. They're just
you gotta be fearless to be ahead in this city.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the discussion of like, how do you guys think he gets back up?
Yep,
And like,
there it is.
I was like, boosters, and like.
It's fun seeing like the sort of spread of the SVKDF enemies here, or some of them like the Solcon Defense Force, the sort of combo cops military. The point at which the cops and the military inevitably converge someday, and that's them.
Give it a couple hundred years.
Yeah, give it a couple years, and we'll be
give it
seeing
10
these guys in
years.
person. But until then, you can enjoy beating them up in our game.
Hey, look, I did. Did y'all see that? Did you?
That
Sorry.
was really good.
That was really cool.
Thank you.
Did you hear me cheering you?
How much health you got?
Oh god.
Oh, what's health? What's health anyway?
Yeah, what's health?
It's just a number on a screen.
Redoing the level again.
You got this.
Here's the thing, y'all. It's Friday, and I was like, I don't have any plans, but now I do, and y'all are accessories to them.
I'm happy to hang
great.
out.
Being
able to talk like this. I mean, the previous interview we did was a little bit more structured. It was a little bit more sort of like, it was really cool to talk to the guys with Shaq Hughes like that, like a sort of classic games journalism interview. But this is a little bit more freeform, and it's nice to just hang out.
You can do it! You can do it! Yes!
Yes!
You did the thing! You did the thing!
Oh.
Come on, keep going!
What's the
You got
photo
it.
sync input again?
Well, you don't have enough meter now.
Nope. Tristan, I need some words of affirmation.
Come on,
You're doing great. You got it.
This is so
good. Kill every last. Kill that monster.
Yes!
Give that monster.
Why is there more though?
Go,
Jesus.
go! It's okay, you're almost
You're
there!
fighting the entire country, basically.
Yeah, you
combo.
have to fight the country. You got it, keep going! Oh, don't let him take you!
Softcon's not gonna let you. Not gonna let you into Zone 3 unless you.
Nope.
Oh god!
Oh no!
Oh, you did it! You did it! Keep hitting!
Oh my god! That's the best day of that trooper's life. That's the best day of that
I
trooper's
can't
life.
believe you didn't do combo.
Princeton, I don't even know what I'm doing. This is the extent of my Slave Zero X existence, and the fact that I hit select sometimes is a miracle. So,
Yeah.
That was great.
oh my god, that felt really good though. Like that. So this is addicting as hell.
Yeah.
Like as someone who, like, I play a variety of games, but I often maybe Tristan could maybe tell you that I occasionally just like to put my head down and try to barrel through something, and I can't do that with Slave Zero X, which
No,
is
the game will punish you for trying.
yeah. So I'm finding that, but that's also like really exciting because it's like forcing me to adapt and learn, but also trying to do that in front of people on the internet is terrifying. But like,
Doing a great job.
thank you. But like the multitasking is weird. Like I also want to like participate in the conversation, and I'm like, Francine said something cool. I'm dying. Like any break in the conscious stream of like please survive just is, you can tell immediately. But thanks chat. Thanks all of you for joining me. I appreciate it. Oh, rude. I
We're
don't
gonna
like
make it.
this feller joining me.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's.
I have
Equalizer
gotten
is-
better though. I might not be
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
Tristan, but I'm getting better.
Well, yeah, usually you would have, you know, a few levels before this with the difficulty. You would hopefully understand how to use it.
Yeah.
Me?
We've
No,
kind
never.
of been throwing people in, not at the deep end exactly, but certainly not. We're not putting them in at the end you would normally get in on.
This just happens to be the level that's the most done.
I think folks with experience in fighting games are going to find it like I think that's the thing that most interests me about the gameplay proposal is I'm not even necessarily someone who's especially good at fighting games, but I've always been fascinated by fighting games and the complexity of fighting games, like the depth of those systems. Having those be present in something that is otherwise like a side-scrolling beat 'em up or something is really interesting to me, and that was one of the things that really excited me about the prototype when I got to see it. I think people who play fighting games will find a lot of really interesting stuff to play around with, and a lot of their
Yeah,
like skills will transfer.
People
Yeah.
were picking it up pretty fast.
I do not
How
play
about people?
fighting
Yeah,
games.
people at Evo were
Me
enjoying it,
neither.
right?
Who would have thought this convention for fighting games has a lot of fighting game players? And play fighting games?
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't play fighting games a lot, and like I said, I've been, I play this pretty much daily. And
What's it
I
like
just-
playing a game that, like, to do QA and produce a game that you don't have the
natural skills
the
for?
innate skill set to
It's stretching a part of my brain that like has been very deep in my skull. Like somewhere deep down, there's like a 15-year-old girl that's like real happy that this is her job.
yeah.
And so it's nice. Actually, I enjoy it a lot. But the fun part about it too is just like once you get those combos good, and you're like, I'm boarding the train in like a minute and a half instead of the 20 million times I used to die. Like, yeah, once that starts hitting in and you really start connecting with what you're supposed to be doing, it's pretty dope. Now that I know that,
One day I'll understand what that feels like.
oh, it's gonna feel so good. Maybe today. This is the day, Cole. This is the day.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well,
Stand up, ding dong.
Markman in the chat wants to know: will there be a move list in the pause menu for the final game? Tristan, this one's on.
Probably not in like the initial pop menu. You just press the button, but there you can press it.
Yeah, we'll make
Yes.
sure that. Yes. We'll make sure you get the move.
It's not like Launch Skullgirls where it'll tell you to go to a website.
Yeah. Oh.
The disrespect.
God. We're getting closer though. I can feel it.
I like what? Like I can feel myself getting into a groove.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that's
like
the thing.
there's a consciousness into like what I'm doing. It's not like me just hitting buttons hoping for the best. There's an intentionality. But is there sometimes panic? Absolutely. Which
Well,
That's just
my
the
advice is to use less meter frivolously.
Right.
Yeah, that
don't
takes
do
know-
a while.
it's the panic, baby.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out, like, I gotta save this meter.
Yeah.
Like the jump and, the jump and the dash, like, those help out a lot. Boom, boom.
There's like a. It's interesting how like the discussion and around difficulty in games has changed dramatically in the last decade since like the advent of like From's ascendancy and stuff like that. Like
Totally.
I think people are more willing to engage with games these days that are sometimes a little bit more challenging up front than you might otherwise expect them to be, or that don't necessarily like give you everything right out the gate. I think our game is definitely going to be like accessible even to people who don't have like fighting games. I mean, look, like Cole is kicking ass here. They're like tearing up a million of these guys
Oh yeah,
at a time.
just eating them
But like
for dinner.
I think I guess that's what I'm interested to see is how people interact with the game once it's out there in the wild. Like what kind of narratives people build around it, how people whether people invest deeply into the systems or whether they're just excited to see parts of the story or like it's this thing that's only lived in our brains for like 2 years, and it's crazy to know that it's like out there and in other people's brains now. And now that you're watching the stream, it's in your brain too, and you can never get it out.
Yes, Kai Schmubber, this will be the Dark Souls of Alien vs. Predator.
Yes, this will be the Dark Souls of Terminator versus Zayram.
What?
I don't know.
No, like AVP, the Capcom game.
Matt, I know. That one has. I love the human designs in that. That's the only AVP game where I've ever wanted to play as the human characters. That lady with the cool shoulder pad and the dude with the mech arm that looks like Arnie.
I don't know, Marines in the Raven software AVP games are pretty whatever. Yeah,
Also,
check me out after this, after I make a spiritual successor to some 90s PC game no one's ever heard of.
hell yeah.
Yeah, it was funny reading all the comments when we released. They were like Slave Zero. The game was sick. Who thought that they would bring back that IP out of all the IPs?
You knew this?
And
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, us.
So how that ended up happening was when Blood Rain Betrayal whatever the re-release is called.
Fresh Bites, yeah.
Fresh Bites, thank you. Was being like biz dev. Ziggurat, Wade, who was in charge at the time, approached Wolfgang about Vita port, but the Vita was already dead in the ground at that point. And so Wolfgang said, look, we can do it, but it'll sell about 2 copies. And so he said, well, here's a list of shit I got, what else do you think we can do? And then he showed me that list.
Yeah.
And I was working on the prototype of this.
Nicely done, Cole. You did it.
Oh yeah, you did it.
Oh, and some help.
You did it.
Tristan's not even impressed. He's like, you did fine. Fine,
you're
you
about
did
to
it.
take the dog.
Oh god damn it, why?
Yeah, he's back. And this time he has the dog.
And the
Oh,
dog
you're gonna get juggled. Don't get juggled by the dog. Don't let him do it.
I'm in the bad, nope, get out of here.
Yeah, that dog is gonna take you. Don't let it take you.
I would never. Come back,
I
dog.
tried to hint that the dog was coming by, being like, and then the dog.
I did hear it before, but my brain was trying to forget. Damn it!
You cannot pet the dog, but the dog can pet you.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah.
This might be.
We should tweet at the video game dog. What is it? You can pet the dog and be like, you can't, but
Cannot.
it will.
Yeah. You cannot.
I mean, we say that, but I think Han, one of our other animators, the most recent animator to come on, who's been doing some amazing work as well. There's less of his work is here. He's working on some
Mostly
different
in
stuff.
the later game,
Yeah, but Han did the other day create a version of the Charge Punch animation with
You're just petting the
ends
dog.
with Shou. Just doing a little pet like that.
That's incredible.
So Charge Pet exists. Yeah, Charge Pet exists. So whether or not we implement it or how it shows up in the final game, you'll have to find out for yourselves, I guess. If it even does make it in. But we have it.
Probably
we have the machinery.
We're using all the buttons.
No, it's context sensitive. It's context sensitive. If you try and do a Charge Punch on the dog, it pets it instead.
You're gonna have to pay me extra to program it.
I'm calling it, shipping it.
Ship it. Ship it.
Ship it. Perfect. I remember the dog's, everyone internally refers to it as the dog, but I came up with a cool in-universe name for it that no one else uses, and every now and then I write down something that references that name for the dog, and people get confused, and they're like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, it's the dog. But the dogs are called raw jackals. Like
Raw
meat
jackal. That's
raw
what it
jackal.
Yeah. Yeah, the other day I was like reading some document. I was like, raw jackal. And I was like, do we already have like a new enemy in place? Like, what is this raw jackal?
I love the fact that like the lore is so rich that like things have like their names, like the raw jackal, but everyone's like dog.
Yeah, dog. We gotta go with dog.
You gotta hold that punch for longer. It's not gonna do anything if you release it early.
Okay.
You can do it. Yeah.
I'm just a baby.
You're doing great.
I do.
Maybe we should have made the demo just like a training room, so people could like
I mean,
laugh it out.
So they
It
can
might be
just-
something to consider for.
I'm
future
also
demos.
stubborn as shit. So
That's the attitude. That's what
Yeah.
that
Well,
show
no,
as
if,
well.
if we put the training room demo on Steam or whatever, people are just gonna lab it out and then never play the actual game. So we gotta balance it like a time limit training room or some shit. I don't know.
After 2 hours of the training room, the game bills you for the full game and automatically opens it.
Yeah, it'll show up on your bank statement next month.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
Shows up on your bank street and as Strider may cry.
Strider.
Oh yeah, go to stridermaycry.com by the way.
Strider may
Oh
cry.
yeah, Strider may cry.
you have another one too, right?
We do have Devil May Stride. Yes.
Yep.
Devil May Stride, yes.
Stride and Stride. We got 2 of them. We got both.
Y'all, I'm like real sweaty. I'm stressing.
You're doing great.
Devil May Quake. Dave Oshry's a buster because his game doesn't even use any of Quake stuff. He just made that shit in Unity. Like, we're using actual Quake tools here.
You're looking at actual Quake shit right here.
You can load this level up in Quake if you want.
Yeah, you can run around in it in Quake. Often that's a tool we use in order to facilitate level design. We will have one of the level designers will send us screen caps and there's a Quake gun up front because they were looking at it in Quake.
Yeah. Dave Oshry's a buster. You heard it here first. I'm starting the war right now. Ultra Kill's a bad game.
No, oh my god, Tristan. Earlier today, one of our programmers, Cass, said that he had a nightmare in which Tristan said something on stream that would destroy us.
Is this it? My take of an Ultra Kill?
I think it's you starting a war with Dave Oshry live here on stream.
It's
Yeah,
okay. I'll
I don't
expose
even
his
know
balls in
him.
Any game.
Tristan, that is. I don't know Tristan. I've never.
You don't know Dave Oshry either.
I'm not ruffling any
Alright.
feathers.
Dave
What a-
Oshry, fucking fight me. I'll put you into Mortal Kombat. Not in Mortal
Oh.
Kombat. That game sucks. But in actual combat.
Okay,
for
Tristan.
that URL.
Okay.
Tristan.
Spicy.
This is literally what, so our CEO at PoppyWorks, found out today that Tristan was gonna come and do the interview, and he was like, I had a dream last night that Tristan was in an interview. I was like, oh no.
This is why I don't do press jumpings. But
This
Rose
is
came
why you
here
don't
and Rose came here and threatened to be bad at video games. So
Oh, yeah.
Well, you got me being bad at video games.
No, that was me. I said if you don't want the gameplay to be explained by someone who can't even do a clean DP input, then that's what I've been spending the last couple days. My free time, I've been trying to climb the Strive rankings as Nago.
what do you mean you're not in heaven?
I'm at 9. Okay, I'm at 9. How far is that from heaven? 10's the heaven floor, right?
Yes.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Then,
So,
and then you gotta do the heaven placement matches.
oh my god. Oh,
So
I've been struggling with the. Oh, sorry. Please go ahead.
I do have a question. Because
Yeah.
y'all are building things in Trench Room and using Quake. What was the inspiration for that?
Canadian Wonder.
Again, no. It starts with Tristan's interest in creating environments like that, but I think
Sure.
it's also it's extended beyond that. It's like there is an attempt with this game to kind of not necessarily to create a facsimile of, but to evoke games from a previous generation, like stuff from the PS2, the Dreamcast era, like the Saturn, stuff like that people have brought up when they see the game.
It's also that I had a lot of experience with Source Engine, and the Quake engine was just bone the source. So
Yep.
Yeah.
making levels in that was a pretty natural fade over.
Yeah, because I could see it being like a functional thing, but also definitely like the stylistic impact is palpable.
It's a union of pragmatism and passion. I think it's the place where the most sort of the tool that best the best suits our needs also happens to be one that invokes the feeling we were going for. So it's
BXP is still the king for this kind of look. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's and the other day, I remember one of our one of our animators described the game's look as Dreamcast 2. And
Dreamcast 2,
Yeah.
baby.
lost game from the other timeline, and I think if we can get other people to feel that way, that's something I think is worth
Yeah, that would be
pursuing.
nice.
I'm so in love with that particular era of games. The sort of like the massive increase in fidelity and like complexity that was possible at the time, but still tempered very strongly by limitations. I think led to some incredibly creative work and stuff that's like endured, but also shows its age in a way that like is extremely charming. So for me, like that's definitely. I'm sure there's a lot of people listening who are like, Jesus Christ, PS2 is retro now? What the hell happened? These millennials, but that's how I feel about it. I grew up with PS2 and played hundreds of hours of Monster Hunter and Odin Sphere and all sorts of stuff.
Oh,
and,
Monster Hunter 1, you poor soul.
Yeah, no, I've played every Monster Hunter since 2000. I got it in like 2004 as well.
You played the good ones.
Yeah, I've had hundreds and hundreds of hours in all the Monster Hunters, heartbreakingly, years of my life. But
I mean, like,
yeah.
as long as it wasn't just Monster Hunter 1, because that game is fucking stinky.
No, that game's good. I don't understand.
No, it's really bad though.
Don't get it.
I think there's okay, like it's okay to like know a game or think a game's great and you're like blinded by it. Like you're like it's fine.
I can.
Yeah,
it's
the
certainly.
nostalgia blinders are really strong sometimes, and that's okay. You know,
It's
just
okay
don't
to
go
be
back.
nostalgia blinded, but you also have to look at like objective quality, like Metal Gear Survive, for example. That game's pretty good.
Metal Gear Survive. Listen, Metal Gear Survive has.
I forgot about that.
It's pretty
has-
good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wipe.
Oh my
it
god,
here.
I can't
Alright.
believe I'm blanking on this. The Masahiro Ito, that's it. Masahiro Ito, the one of the lead art directors and lead artists on Silent Hill, most famous for designing Pyramid Head, but has also done many other things that people do not pay attention to. He actually contributed some designs to
Yeah, he did the
Survive.
bosses.
Yeah,
and
the Lord of
regular
Dust.
Zombies.
And it breaks my heart that they were trapped in Metal Gear designs in Metal Gear Survive, like, because Ito really deserves the attention, like, support that I don't think he's ever received. It's,
Does Ziggurat have like a community game night or something? Can we host a Metal Gear Survive?
I'm just finding this whole new aspect. Tristan, I did not know you were like a sort of secret Metal Gear Survive, like.
It's the hill I'll die on because I think that game's actually kind of good. It just doesn't have.
Well,
I've never played it,
It's-
and I would play it with you.
Yeah, see, it's
maybe
kinda good.
that's gonna happen.
We can have
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like
see,
it's
that's-
like a chill like team building exercise. We just hang out and build fake wooden walls and try to survive.
Yeah, it's also really admirable that they built this Metal Gear Survive on less budget than we have actually,
Really?
and that game came out as well as it did.
Holy shit! I mean, they had like all the materials from 5 to start with. It's
They
basically
had
like a massive.
They had Fox
It's a
engine,
yeah. It's like a
I'm gonna wipe
massive
again.
5 total conversion, isn't it? Basically, like
Yes,
mod.
essentially.
Anyhow, focusing on the game in front of us.
I'm
Super
not
guys.
playing. By the way, I was just
These troopers that are having the time of their life actually getting to kick Shou's ass for once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was feeling bad for him. I see the clips that
Yeah.
Tristan posts, and I was just like, these little guys, they need a win.
They were the first enemy I designed actually, or like did a proper like full design for. We had a couple of like rough sketches and stuff for things, but being the most basic troopers in the world, we wanted to make sure I wanted them to embody all of the different archetypes associated with the sort of like mechanized like riot armor look that you get in works by like Masamune Shirao, like Ghost in the Shell, Oshi's like Jinro. They've got a little bit of so many different like sort of so many different flavors, and they've got a little bit of the Adeptus Astartes from 40k in them because I grew up as a 40k kid.
That's what I brought up when I saw them the first time.
Yeah,
I might have.
they're very
Everyone's a little bit of a 40k kid.
So I'm mid 30s, and I don't know, a few months ago I was like, do I need the 40k? Is this what I do now?
How big is your wallet?
Yeah.
Well, so I have I started some Space Wolves because I thought that was cool, I guess. And I have some Age of Sigmar stuff now. They're just in boxes though. I've committed enough to get some, but have not committed enough to learn a damn thing. So
You know, I actually went through a lengthy art test with them about a year or so before I joined Slave Zero, no, a little bit longer than that, maybe 2 years, but it was a very long back and forth process to get what at the time was my dream job, like was doing design work for them on miniatures, and
That's wild.
unfortunately I didn't get it. It was crazy because it was the job I'd wanted since I was a kid. I would just make pilgrimages to Warhammer World and
That's
show up
cool.
and be like, please hire me. I'm 13, but I promise I'll work for free and stuff like that.
That's
And they
awesome.
told me to come back someday. And I came back and unfortunately it didn't work out, but at the time I remember thinking like, you know what, I've just got to keep going. And then I got a job doing theme park design, which was
What?
like,
Yeah.
outsourcing from the now defunct Chinese company Evergrande, doing designs for a theme park for them, like the theming and stuff, like the animatronics, things along those lines. I don't think any of those ever got made, but it was kind of
Our Deputy's pedigree is really weird. We have a doctor and a theme park designer and...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Francie,
we
we
have
gotta
one
talk
NASA
offline
engineer.
about this
Yeah,
for
we got a
sure.
Carney too, I
Yeah.
heard.
You've heard?
The other programmer who works on this used to program MRI machines.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Who is that? That's Cass or
Kaylee?
Kaylee?
Kaylee.
Oh my. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Kaylee
She's
was
been
like,
around.
I know, when we were looking at her, like, resume, we were like, oh my god, and you want to
Wow.
come, and we were like, okay, sick, let's go.
Now she
She's
can
been
do genuinely
incredible.
life-saving work.
Yeah,
Like making
genuinely.
video games.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, it was like it was really like kind of grim, I guess, to go from like nearly getting a dream job to something that was very much like a job of convenience, like the thing that would allow
Sure.
me to like work in art, but like certainly not on something that I was interested in. But held on to it, and then like here I am now. I would say that this job is absolutely like working on Slave Zero, being able to like have this much control over it and like to touch every aspect of production. Like it's been completely crazy, and it blows working for Games Workshop out of the water as far as I'm concerned. This is my favorite
Especially
thing
the
I've
state
ever
they're
done.
in now, Jesus.
I mean,
Yeah, I
they're,
mean,
they're doing all
basically,
right.
basically, whenever I'm like having a moment where I'm like, okay, I have like 18 things in front of me that I gotta get done, I can like solidly rely on Francine to show up in that moment and be like, hey, what are you doing? And somehow know that it's like time to take something off my plate. She is like solidly top tier.
The work from home office mom.
Yeah, we've been.
But she
we've been
refuses to open gaming.
incredible. She's
Yeah.
doing incredibly lucky.
Hey,
We've
you
been
gotta
incredibly
have boundaries.
I'll do anything.
Yeah,
I'll do
yeah.
anything except learn to code. I can't
Yeah.
learn to code. I don't know math.
I
But,
mean,
I don't either.
that's the way I feel about
I
Rose.
mean-
Is that like she's just taken on so much of what makes this game work, and like has the project wouldn't be where it is now. Wouldn't like the team wouldn't be where they are now without Rose.
That's-
And obviously the game wouldn't exist without Tristan. It's like
Yeah.
every member of the team has done something invaluable. There's not a single person who I would like want to work without on this, and it is the product of everyone's effort. So
Yeah.
I hope that
Yeah,
comes
we got-
through. But,
I mean, like, Poppyworks got really lucky, and, like, Wolfgang was able to put together an incredible team, and then just coming on and, like, seeing all the talent that we've seen and everybody producing what they produced, it's just, every day is, like, we get really lucky. Like, when the chat is quiet, which isn't often, and, like, somebody isn't showing me something, I start to get sad, and then they send another incredible piece of artwork through, and
And then
yeah.
I send a bunch of sick combos at 3 a.m. for everyone to enjoy. And they're like,
I love
Yeah,
those
exactly.
kinds of
Yeah, and then it's just me and Tristan at
Oh.
3 a.m. watching sitcoms.
Oh no.
You got it. You got it. You. Oh,
No.
come
I
on.
don't got it.
Can't do it, but you got back to the
You
dog.
you don't got it.
I got that.
I don't
The dog.
don't have it.
That's okay.
That's
Well,
okay.
I think what this means is we need to get.
I'm gonna
we need to get
practice.
Tristan up here someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah, you want to pay for a fiber connection, buddy?
If it's
It's
what
okay.
it
I'll
takes.
honestly, we'll like end stream, and then I'm gonna like go make dinner and have a drink, and then I'm gonna be like, I gotta practice because like I've known Tristan for an hour and a half now. I know I'm not gonna impress Tristan, but if I can get to the like, it wasn't horrible. I think that's a success that I might start a diary just to document. So
Nice. Yeah, if you get if that's not horrible from Tristan, you've done a really good
Yeah.
job.
but
Yeah, I've learned.
like as someone who's like bullheaded and was just like unfamiliar with the game and how it, well, I mean, conceptually knew how it played, but not functionally, like my body doing it. I think obviously having the added help of y'all chiming in was great, but also it does, like, there's a subtlety to it teaching you, like, how, like, Shou gets knocked back and how you can respond.
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned a lot while also trying to talk with y'all and then also seeing chat, so I swear, if I play it later and then just, like, get past the second lieutenant, I'll just take a screenshot and post it on Twitter and then be like,
Yeah,
I
send
did
it out.
Well, then there's still a whole other level after that.
Hey, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it. I got time. I got free time.
You got it. You got
You
the
got it.
power in your hands now.
We're gonna get someone to break into your house and delete the build so that you don't have time.
If you're watching at home and you can't wait to see Enyo, then make sure to wishlist Slave Zero X on Steam, so that because Enyo's got a bullet with your name on it, and you're gonna have to fight her.
And I just put the
Spider-Man
links in the
Cry.com.
chat, so you can wishlist it on Steam or GOG, whichever.
Why are you using that bit fucking link? Just use Strider Share May Cry.
Because
Oh my
I,
God.
I didn't
Go
make
to that
them.
URL.
Here.
Go
Let's get him.
to whatever URL you want.
I would spam it, but I'm rate limit. Yeah, there you go. Go to that URL.
There
Keep
you go.
traffic so the Google algorithm likes.
There it is.
Don't you have Devil May Strive too?
Wolfgang has that.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
spelled it wrong in yours.
Yep,
We got
sure did.
them ball.
Either way, I want to shout out to Cole because they have
Yeah.
done an unbelievable job. Like, I can barely play any game while talking to people, and they're playing a game that, like, we've thrown them into the deep end on this, and
Yeah.
like they have managed to put 1,000,000 soft-con cops in the ground. So I think that deserves a little bit of
Yeah.
applause.
Thank you so much, Cole. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks.
I'm glad
This is a
this
lot
is
of
how
fun.
we get
Thanks
to spend
for
our Friday.
Coming
Thank you.
to hang out with me, and then I was like, hey, I would love to chat with you and interview you, and then you're like, what if we interviewed each other and you played the game? And I was like, touche.
You enjoy it. Yeah, it's your Friday too, Cole. Thank you so much. This was great.
Yeah.
And thank you to like our entire team. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Poppyworks. Thank you, Ziggurat, for letting us just take this over and really trusting us. And we appreciate all the help you've given us. Looking forward
Ziggurat
to
have
keeping
been
going.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Like I said it before, but it's just everyone has contributed something invaluable, and Ziggurat like as well. Like, it's been a joy working with them, and like being on this stream, like, it's clear just how much they care about the game as well, and like how much Cole cares about the game. And that really means a lot. Like, it's not we're
Yeah.
we're
Nobody's
part of
paying
the
us
same
to say
group,
that.
same
Yeah,
family.
like-
It's
It's like, for me, like, I'm pretty far removed from game production as like the content and community coordinator. Like, I do marketing and social media, and so it's really exciting when I get to like spend time. Like, I can play the games and do the things, but I'm not making any decisions. So when I see projects we're working on really come to life, and I think as the publisher, like, we are front row and center. It's being like our developers' biggest cheerleaders, but it's also a wild experience to have not just one project like Slave Zero X, but multiple projects where I'm just like, yo, at the end of the week, I'm tired because I'm just like woo-girling it all over the place. Yeah,
You did a great job. Yeah.
thank you. But it's really like, selfishly, like, this is a really cool project to even be tangentially related to. So I'm fangirling myself that y'all took the time to spend with me this afternoon.
I'm so excited for everyone to see more of the game, and like for like us to be able to share more as time goes on. Like, it's
Definitely.
it's so crazy. I remember before it was announced, I was thinking, if I don't get, all I want is to be able to tell people the name. If I get that, I'll never ask for anything again. And then the game was revealed, and I was like, all I want is to be able to show people the rest of the game. And if I get that, I'll never ask for
Right.
anything ever again.
Yeah, it keeps ratcheting up.
It's coming, Francine.
And I think we also have, like, there's more digital and in-person events too that we'll be bringing Save Zero X to. So I'm sure that the demo will bob and weave a bit. So maybe
We'll
it
be here.
starts you after Enyo, or maybe just at Enyo, and it's like, good
Yeah, we'll
luck.
see.
Not
That's-
that one.
I know. that's the only way I'll ever
You'll
see
find
Well,
her. You'll get a
One way or
sticker.
another.
She's a
Don't worry.
babe. She's a terrifying babe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people are gonna love her.
I know.
You've got some
Slave Zero X, a game of terrifying babes.
Terrifying babes.
Yeah.
I can't
Yep.
wait for people to see more of Shou's face under the helmet and hear him sing. Know his love.
Know his love.
Yeah.
Please direct all fan art at person faces on Twitter.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Please. Oh my god, we've had like a handful of people do fan art of Shou even just at this early stage, and it's
Yeah, it was
really
like the first
surreal to
day
see.
we got
Yeah.
like 3 different fan arts, and that blew our chats up.
Yeah,
Like-
shamelessly boasting about that. We've got a fan art. People are sending us fan art. But
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's
More fan art.
all the fan art all the time, please and thank you in advance.
Okay.
All right.
Well, all right. I'm going to send us all over to a dear friend and game developer, Nina Marie. She's playing Elden Ring. And she just released a game for... She'll probably tell us about... it was about maps. That's what I got. For
Sick.
an art museum in Italy, she did a collaboration event.
Oh, wow.
But did recently release, a few months back, a game called Last Call as well, and is currently working on a horror game. But yeah, my friends from Poppyworks, thank you so much for joining me. Tristan, Rose, Francine, really appreciate
Thank
it.
Thank you so much for having us.
We'll be back next week, and I might be playing the demo again, and I'll really impress everyone with my skills.
Go tell Nina to
Nice.
stop using Moonveil.
Okay. Bye. Thank you, Cole.
See ya.
Bye.
Yep. And we're gone.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god, that went so well. That was so
Cool.
cool.